At just 17 years old, Amir's life seemed hopeless. Every morning before sunrise, he pushed a small cart through the crowded streets of his city, selling tea and snacks. His clothes were worn out. His shoes had holes in them. And some days, he earned barely enough money to buy dinner. His father had passed away when he was young, leaving Amir and his mother struggling to survive. While other teenagers attended school and dreamed about their future, Amir spent his days working. Yet despite his difficult circumstances, he had one thing nobody could take away from him. A dream. Amir dreamed of becoming successful enough to give his mother the life she deserved. Every night after work, he visited a public library. He couldn't afford college. He couldn't afford expensive courses. But books were free. For hours he studied business, sales, marketing, and entrepreneurship. People laughed when they saw him reading. "Books won't make you rich," they said. Amir simply smiled and continued learning. Years passed. One day, while serving tea to office workers, Amir noticed something. Many customers complained about how difficult it was to get affordable food delivered to their workplaces. An idea formed in his mind. What if he could create a delivery service? The problem was money. He had none. After months of saving every spare coin, he finally gathered enough to buy a second-hand bicycle and print a few flyers. That was the beginning. At first, business was terrible. Some days he received no orders at all. Sometimes customers refused to pay. Several friends told him to quit. Even his relatives said he was wasting his time. But Amir remembered something he had once read. Success usually arrives disguised as hard work. So he kept going. Every setback became a lesson. Every mistake became experience. Slowly, things improved. 10 customers became 50. 50 became 100. Then one day, a local restaurant owner approached him. "I've been watching your work," the owner said. "I want to partner with you." It was the opportunity Amir needed. Soon more restaurants joined. His delivery service expanded across the city. For the first time in his life, Amir earned more money than he had ever imagined. But success brought new challenges. A large competitor entered the market. Investors pulled out. Profits dropped. Within months, Amir was drowning in debt. The business he had spent years building seemed ready to collapse. One night he sat alone in his office. The same feeling of hopelessness he had experienced as a teenager returned. Maybe everyone had been right. Maybe he should quit. Then he looked at an old photograph on his desk. It showed him and his mother standing beside his tea cart. He remembered the promise he had made. A promise to never give up. The next morning he returned to work with renewed determination. He improved the service. Listened to customer feedback. Cut unnecessary costs. Worked harder than ever before. Slowly the company recovered. Then it exploded. Within a few years, his delivery platform became one of the fastest growing businesses in the region. Investors returned. New offices opened. Thousands of people began using the service every day. At the age of 27, Amir became a millionaire. Reporters wanted interviews. Business magazines featured his story. People called him an overnight success. Amir laughed every time he heard those words. Overnight success? It had taken 10 years. 10 years of rejection. 10 years of sacrifice. 10 years of believing when nobody else did. One evening he drove his mother to a beautiful new home. She stared at the house in disbelief. "Whose house is this?" she asked. Amir smiled. "It's yours." Tears filled her eyes. For a moment, neither of them spoke. They simply stood there remembering the days when they struggled to afford a single meal. That night, Amir looked up at the stars. He realized that becoming rich wasn't the greatest achievement. The greatest achievement was refusing to surrender when life gave him every reason to quit. And that is why his story continues to inspire people today. Because success is not about where you start. It's about whether you're willing to keep moving forward when the road becomes difficult. Sometimes the poorest person today becomes the richest person tomorrow. All because they chose not to give up.